I have almost no experience with Mario Kart World. Let's change that. A new player's first experience with Mario Kart. Follow me on my journey to mastering the game's 30 tracks. This is Mario Kart World from scratch. The next track in the series is Whistlestop Summit. This was the first track to really test my persistence. For this entire series, I will be and have been avoiding all shortcut guides and only allowing myself to watch people do the shortcuts so I know where they are. This is a problem. Before I get into that, however, I still need to give my overview of the track. Whistlestop Summit is the third track to appear in Grand Prix and is much more complicated in layout than the previous tracks. Somehow, there would be only 3 main strategies to focus on, but by adding a star version of the gap jump I can bring it up to 4 so we don't make a pattern. Those other 3 strategies are the infamous ending cut that took me freaking forever to figure out, a regular version of the gap cut, and a rock wall ride cut. Let me give you my first impressions. When I first laid my eyes on the shortcuts on Whistlestop Summit, I thought 2 things. 1, 90% of this track is a shortcut or a lineup for a shortcut. And 2, this track is going to be incredibly satisfying to learn. In order of increasing strife, I now present to you my experience with each individual shortcut from the first time I tried it to when I got it down consistently. The star version of the gap cut thankfully added almost no strife to my experience, and you can really just kind of ball so long as you go wide enough and get the charge jump. The rock cut was the first shortcut that I ever landed. However, it is also the shortcut that I am the least consistent with now that I put a lot of time into it. The issue with the cut is that the lineup has to be timing based and the window for timing is very tight. I like to take it by jumping off the yellow rail right after the yellow peg that would align you, then drive straight and trick at a weird timing to line up the wall. The later you trick, the higher you'll trick off the wall, and if you trick too soon off the wall, you'll have nearly no momentum. The charge jump cut is only slightly harder in general than the previous, but for completely different reasons. This shortcut requires an orange mini turbo to be fast, and as a result, the drifting and positioning becomes incredibly tight. All this means that, for me, not having looked at any guides, I had to first learn the hard way that the cut was slow to take with the blue mini turbo, and then go relearn a significantly harder version with the orange mini turbo. Once I had done it a couple of times, it was only a matter of pouring some time into practice until it got very consistent. My biggest tip for this cut is to just give yourself enough space so if you miss the orange mini turbo, you can bump into the wall and get a little wall clip so you don't fall off. I hope there is no other cut like the ending cut throughout my time learning Mario Kart World, or this series might just abruptly stop. The difficulty of learning this shortcut came in 3 distinct places. 1. Timing and inputs. The shortcut is incredibly demanding on the timing of your hops and the number of inputs you have to give. 2. Learning shake tricks. This shortcut can only be consistent with shake tricks as they allow you to trick on the first possible frame. So I had to learn that I had to shake the controllers specifically to get the rail bounce at all. And 3. I had to learn to brake. For this shortcut, you need to brake some amount in order to not overshoot the top path. When I say this shortcut took hours, I mean I would be playing Mario Kart World while I was doing other things, just to try to pray that I figure out the secret sauce to make this one work. Wait, what the hell is this? Some sort of artist rendition? Okay, whatever. Why not? I'd be playing Mario Kart World while I cooked. I would play it while I was stretching. Wait, what the hell is this artist doing? Why am I a spider? Okay, I did not play Mario Kart World while I was driving.
Hello.
Wait, what the fuck is that thing? God damn it.
Hello.
Just like last time, I'm going to rate each shortcut in a couple of categories, Returning viewers can skip to this timestamp to avoid the explanation. Those 3 categories are mechanics, the inputs and timing required for the shortcut; usefulness, how much you would actually want to go for the shortcut; and jank, how much, if any, weird stuff is there involved in taking the shortcut. The rock cut is going to get a 3.5 star in mechanics because while the 2 tricks are incredibly tight on timing, it is just 2 tricks. It's also going to get a 3 star for usefulness because you can take the cut every single lap, assuming you start in a bad spot, the first lap, and there's no mushroom cut or anything that you would do that is faster than it, so it's there and you can always take it, but it is a small time save. And a 1 star for jank because there isn't much jank outside of the angle that you trick off the wall being based on your approach. It's really weird, but it kind of falls into mechanics once you get the timing down. The star gap jump is going to get a 1.5 star for mechanics because there is a little bit of spacing in a charge jump, but that's it. A 3 star for usefulness because it is incredibly fast compared to either the regular charge jump cut or just shrooming through that off-road there. And a 1 star for jank because there's a little wall clip you can get, and there's a little bit of jank if you take the cut really well. The regular version of the charge jump is going to get 4 stars for mechanics because there's soft drifting and the alignment is very tight to take it quickly. A 3 star for usefulness because it's pretty much the fastest thing you can take in this area. And a 1 star for jank just like the star version because you can clip the wall and go really slow. The ending cut on Whistlestop Summit is going to be the first shortcut to get a 5 star on mechanics because of the sheer amount of stuff you have to know and do when you're taking the cut. You have to shake trick, you have to brake the right amount, you have to trick at the right areas, you have to get on the rail in the first place. There's so much stuff. It's going to get a 4 star for usefulness because it's essentially taking a faster shroom cut. And a 4 star for jank because you can get knocked off the top rail, you have to do this weird rail bounce, you have to brake here, or there are a couple of really janky components about getting the cut. As the title card implied, it is time for me to rate the track as a whole. Once again, there is a timestamp on the side to skip the explanation if you don't want to hear it. For those of you who stuck around, I'll make this quick. The shrooms category measures how useful mushrooms are in a track. The higher the stars means a higher reliance. Fun is just my personal enjoyment, and difficulty is how hard I think the track is. Overall, I'm going to give Whistlestop Summit a 1 star for mushrooms because there aren't many spots to use them. Outside of that one spot you can use it right after the charge jump cut to recover faster, but really, there aren't too many good mushroom spots, especially since they're full of rails. For fun, I'm going to give it 4 stars because there are a lot of shortcuts you can be trying at all times, and I do quite enjoy hitting some of the shortcuts. They can be fun once you get them down consistently. I'm going to give it the first and maybe only 5 star for difficulty because all the shortcuts are very essential to hit and save a lot of time. They're especially bad if you fail a lot of them too, meaning that not only do you have to hit really hard shortcuts back to back, but you also are punished very badly for missing them.
That's all I have for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back for the rest of the series.
It's joke time!
I forgot to mention the shortcut, but it is quite an important one. This little section here, you can do a triple flanger hop to hit this trick on that rail specifically, and it actually gives you a double coin bonus to hit a side trick into a rail, which will then give you 2 wall clips actually, to launch you forward a lot more than you normally would. It saves about 4 seconds on this segment. The world record doesn't. It looks really unassuming, but it is very, very difficult. I'm going to give it a 5 star for usefulness, a 5 star for mechanics, and a 6 star for jank. Wait, that doesn't go that high. Never mind. A 5 star for jank then.